And where is marijuana now? Like, what's the status of marijuana policy reform?
Well, I mean, the progress is still remarkable. Just this past election day, where Maryland and Missouri voted to legalize, so that now makes 21
Oh,
states, including
wonderful.
another basically red state, Missouri. The ballot initiatives in some other states. What was it? The Dakotas, both Dakotas, and I think the last one was maybe Arkansas. Um, that those were defeated, but they got 40 something% of the vote. And the South Dakota one had actually won a
Mm,
few years before, but the governor had kind of cut its legs off. So I think if you look at public opinion polls, if you look at the waves of legislative reform, the ballot initiative, state legislative reform, I think we're going to see quite likely Minnesota may go soon, some other states. So it seems quite inevitable that progress. The bigger debates now, and for a whole new generation of marijuana reformers, it's less about whether we're going to legalize and more about how we're going to legalize, and whether it's going to be done in
mm,
ways that help the quote unquote legacy markets, the people who've been growing marijuana illegally for a long time, whether it helps,
mhm,
people of color who've been disproportionately, arrested and harmed by the war on drugs and the war on marijuana, whether it's going to help small business folks as opposed to the bigger business players. And in fact,
mm.
one thing, for many of us, we always assumed that federal descheduling of marijuana, and there's de facto marijuana legalization at the federal level, was the
Right.
kind of gold ring, the big prize. But many of us are having questions about that now, because once that happens, that opens up the door to big alcohol, big tobacco, and big consumer good companies getting into this business. And that's going to transform it in ways which may work out better for your ordinary consumers, but by and large is not going to be, from a probably a public health or broader economic benefit thing, a good thing. And
Right.
so, I'm trying to, kind of, I mean, we're all trying to figure all this stuff out, about what the world should look like. Meanwhile, one of the big marijuana organizations, has asked me to join their board, and I'm trying to think, do I want to join the board of a big marijuana organization? And part of it is, well, this would be, lucrative and really interesting, and I'd actually have some influence on the inside. On the other hand,
Mm.
I've kind of been a small is beautiful kind of advocate for a long time. So, there's all these dilemmas to try to think through.